Hello, today I want to tangentially talk about productivity growth. Now, I do have other videos out there talking about productivity and productivity growth. You can watch those videos by following these links right here. Today, I want to think about the number of hours that we work. If we worked more hours or fewer hours, would our productivity improve? That's the question of the day. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen this chart. This is a measure of productivity growth here in the United States. On average, it has been 2.2% growth. However, since 2004, productivity growth here in the US has been a weak 1.6%. And since 2010, it has been a dismal 1.3%. Now, why am I thinking about work and productivity in the relationship to each other? Well, it's because of these news headlines, right? We see these junior investment bankers complaining they're working 100 hours a week. They're working 20 plus hour days in some cases. They're saying it amounts to abuse. The CEO is saying, look, take it or leave it. Now, I don't know what side of the fence you sit on. In some ways, you're like, hey, these guys are straight out of school. They're making 150K and they have this kind of this promise. If you keep doing this work, you're going to be making 7 figures in short order. We also have, look, that's just the nature of the business. They're tight deadlines. They're imposed by the client. In order to actually do the job, you got to work these hours. The other side of the fence says, look, now this is just a really inefficient, really unproductive, abusive way to run a business. We can do the same work in a different fashion. Now, if I think about the work that I do, I would like to think that, hey, if you give me a reasonable workload in terms of the number of hours I work, you give me reasonable deadlines, this is the kind of work you're going to get from me. Now, if you say, look, we're going to give you unreasonable work hours. We're going to work you and work you and work you, and we're going to give you unreasonable deadlines. I think this is the kind of work you're going to get from me. That's my prior. Well, it turns out they actually did a study in Iceland. They said, look, we're going to work you 34 hours a week at max. What happens? Well, they found out workers were, surprise, surprise, much happier. They also were more productive in many cases. And they did this by getting more organized and more efficient and just getting down to it and then going out there and having fun. So it turns out that all work and no play takes its toll. So where in the world are we working a lot? Well, here's kind of a chart. You can pause it if you need to. This is, all of the OECD countries out there. You can see United States in green is one of the more worked nations out there. In fact, if you go to the G7, we're going to see that the United States is worked more than any of the other countries. Now, again, all work, no play, it takes its toll. We saw Germany and the US on two spectrums of the number of worked hours, but we also seen the data that there's not a giant difference in productivity. Again, I really wanted to talk about these worked hours. That's it for today. Happy trading out there, no matter how many hours you're working. That's it. I'm Brian Kozlowski. Thank you so much.